Good evening. This is Zulia De Silva for Gold FM, bringing you your news roundup.
The top story on Gold FM.
Foreign Minister Vijay Taheriat held urgent discussions with Iranian Ambassador Dr. Ali Reza Dilkhush at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs today. Ministry spokesperson Tushara Rodrigo confirmed that the meeting focused on the health and welfare of sailors rescued from the sunken vessel Iris Dina. Officials also addressed the status of personnel aboard the Iris Bushehr following recent hostilities in international waters. The dialogue follows a devastating American strike on the Iris Dina off the coast of Gaul, which resulted in significant loss of life. While an Iranian media outlet reported 104 fatalities, the Ministry of Defense clarified that recovery teams located only 84 of the Iranian sailors' bodies so far.
This is the local news on Gold FM.
Sri Lankan Airlines resumed daily flight operations to Riyadh and Dubai as it continues to track regional security developments. Services to Dubai commence tomorrow with flight UL231 at 12:40 p.m, followed by UL232 returning to Colombo at 5 p.m. The national carrier scheduled flight UL265 to depart for Riyadh this evening, with the return flight UL266 departing later. Passengers can access updated flight information through the airline's official website or by contacting their dedicated 1979 hotline. The Ceylon Electricity Board operations were ceased today with the implementation of the Sri Lanka Electricity Act. Under a new restructuring plan effective today, the board splits into 6 independent companies. This includes the Lanka Electricity Generation Lanka Private Limited, National Transmission Network Service Provider Private Limited, and National System Operator Private Limited. With the government saying that the restructuring is being worked out in an efficient and methodical manner, 25 electricity trade unions launched a strike today to protest what they call the failure to issue formal appointment letters to employees under the newly implemented restructure of the CEB. Workers assigned to new companies established by the reform process claim authorities remain silent on grievances regarding job security and employee rights. Union leaders report that industrial action serves as a direct response to the lack of clarity surrounding general working conditions within the reorganised state utility. The Supreme Court today commenced the hearing of appeals filed by former ministers Mahindananda Alukamage and Nalin Fernando against their prison sentences for corruption. The High Court trial at bar convicted the duo for causing a loss of nearly 60 million rupees to the state during the 2015 presidential election. The prosecution alleged the duo imported 14,000 carom boards and 11,000 checkerboards through Sathosa for distribution to the political offices of the then candidate Mahinda Rajapaksa. The Colombo Chief Magistrate today ordered the case against former Minister Vimal Veeravansa and 5 others to be recalled on the 18th for further evidence. The group faces charges of causing a public nuisance by blocking the road in front of the United Nations office in Colombo during a 2016 protest. The demonstration occurred in opposition to the visit of the then UN Human Rights Commissioner, Prince Zaid bin Rad Al Hussein. The court issued this directive after Cinnamon Gardens police informed the magistrate that 2 additional witnesses remain to testify in the matter. The Colombo National Museum of Natural History will officially unveil the taxidermy restoration of the late Tusker Nadagamwe Raja as a national treasure tomorrow. Director General of the National Museum Department, Sanuj Kasturiarachi, confirmed that the lifelike replica of the elephant, Nadagamwe Raja, will be open for public viewing starting Wednesday. Once celebrated as the tallest tusker in Asia, he carried the sacred tooth relic casket in the Kandy Asalapirahara 13 times before passing away in March 2022.
Now for some news in brief.
The Colombo Chief Magistrate ordered former parliamentarian Sajin Vaskunavardhana to be remanded until the 24th of this month over allegations of illegal acquisition of assets exceeding 243 million rupees. Foreigner who was walking along the rail tracks was killed after a collision with the train in Pingvatta, Panadura, and 3 others, including a small child, were injured in the incident. The Department of Meteorology says that the temperature felt on the human body is likely to increase up to caution level at some places in western, Sabragamua and northwestern provinces and in Monaragala district.
The business news on Gold FM.
The all-share price index of the Colombo Stock Exchange declined 797.77 points to close at 21,904.14 points. The S&P SL20 index also declined 231.89 to close at 6,128.86. Total market turnover was 5.8 billion rupees. Oil prices spiked nearly $120 per barrel today as the Iran war intensified, threatening production and shipping in the Middle East and pummeling financial markets. Prices eased only after French President Emmanuel Macron said that the Group of 7 nations could dip into their emergency oil stockpiles in response. The price for a barrel of Brent crude surged to $119.50 per barrel early in the day, but later was trading above $101 per barrel, up 9%. US West Texas Intermediate also soared above $119.48 per barrel, but fell back closer to $100 later in the day.
International news on Gold FM.
Tensions in the Middle East reached a critical peak today following the appointment of Mojtaba Khamenei as Iran's new supreme leader. The selection by the Assembly of Experts follows the death of his father, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, in a joint US-Israeli airstrike last month. Russian President Vladimir Putin immediately offered his congratulations, pledging unwavering support for the new leadership and describing Russia as a reliable partner to Tehran. In contrast, US President Donald Trump issued a stern warning, stating that any new Iranian leader lacks longevity without Washington's approval. On the battlefield, Israel launched fresh overnight strikes targeting military infrastructure in Tehran and Hezbollah positions in Beirut. Simultaneously, international human rights groups issued a report accusing the Israeli military of using white phosphorus munitions in southern Lebanon. These reports claim that incendiary rounds fell over residential areas in the town of Yomor, causing civilian injuries and property damage. Israel maintains its military operations strictly follow international law while targeting militant groups. In the meantime, Iran's foreign ministry spokesperson Ismail Baghaei issued a stern rebuff to diplomatic efforts during a lengthy news briefing today. He reaffirmed the nation's commitment to self-defense, asserting that Iran remains prepared to protect its sovereignty against external threats. Addressing regional tensions, the spokesperson denied any offensive actions against Turkey, Cyprus or Azerbaijan within the past week, suggesting instead that certain incidents appeared staged. However, today Turkey's defense ministry says a ballistic missile fired from Iran was neutralized by NATO defenses deployed in the eastern Mediterranean. It said some debris from the missile landed in the southern central Turkey, but that had caused no casualties.
Entertainment news on Gold FM.
Paddington the Musical equalled the all-time record at the What's on Stage Awards, securing 9 trophies, including Best New Musical. The production matches historical hauls by Miss Saigon and Harry Potter after its successful West End debut at the Savoy Theatre.
Sports news on Gold FM.
Sri Lanka Cricket officially named former South African opening batsman Gary Kirsten as the new head coach of the national men's team. Kirsten, renowned for guiding India to a World Cup title in 2011, takes over the leadership role to oversee the side's upcoming international campaigns. That's it for now. This is Dulcia De Silva for Gold FM. Thank you, and have a lovely evening ahead.